to my channel. Today we're actually going to be doing a build tutorial on an RTA, and it's going to be the Apache RTA, and that's by Kepler. So let's go ahead and dive down and take a look at it and do a quick build. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the Apache. And when you get it, it's in a box like this, and it says Apache on it. It's got the website of Alibaba, and it's just the Apache tank, original by Kepler, which is the manufacturer. And then we open it up, and we've got the tank with an extra glass, and then we've got some extra screws and O-rings and coils and the screwdriver, the hex driver for your screws. And the extra glass is really nice because if you break your glass, at least you have one. If you notice, it's kind of big. And then we've got the Apache, and this is how it comes. And it comes in a package just like this. It's really nice. It's 25 millimeters, and it says that it holds 6 milliliters of e-juice, but it actually has been proven that it holds anywhere from 7.5 to 8. 7.5 just to be safe. You can do 8 though, but we do want to leave a little bit of airflow or juice flow at the top, so you don't want to fill it all the way to the max. But yeah, so that's how the Apache comes. And then to open it up, it has a really great little tool, and all you do is you twist this, and when you twist it, you pull it up, and that's your juice flow, or your juice fill hole. Yeah, juice flow, juice fill. So that's where you would fill it up. And then of course, just turn it when you close it. And then it's got the airflow on both sides. It's pretty big. The only thing this doesn't have for an RTA is juice flow. There's no way to close it off. So when you fill it, I suggest closing off your airflow, which right now it's like loose, so there you go. So if you close off your airflow when you're filling it, and then you can open it back up, that's been proven to keep it from leaking, but I haven't really had any leaking. Sometimes I will have a little bit of condensation down here, but never any leaking through here, as long as you wick it right. But that's basically the whole tank in itself, and I do have one taken apart that we're going to build on. And these are the pieces once it's taken apart. And of course, you've got the glass, you've got the top piece, which has your drip tip and the juice flow and stuff like that. And then you've got the cap, which is for this once it's built. So you do want to make sure that your coils, even though it's a big deck, are not too big where you can't screw this down, because that's what actually is holding everything in. So if you look at this, it's got really big holes in it, and the build deck is actually 17.5 millimeters, so it's pretty good. You've got good airflow. You've got airflow on both sides, and if you notice, it's a little bit raised, so that's always a good thing, so that your juice isn't just going directly in. It would have to drip out of the coil, but that never happens. Here's where your cotton is going to go, in these little channels here, and then when the cap is on, the juice flow, the juice is going to go in through these little holes into your cotton, and then up into the coil for you to vape on. So there is no single coil option, only the dual coil option, and we're going to go ahead and do that today. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to put it over here, and then all we need to do is, I'm actually going to go ahead and wrap my coils. You can again buy the pre-made coils and stick them in there. I just enjoy making my own coils, so I have some Clapton wire here, which you can also buy in the strands rather than in a roll. Sometimes it's easier, sometimes it's not, depending on what you want. If you need more than 2, of course, you might want to take a roll, but this is good. These are just the standard Clapton wires. And they come just like this, and you just put it together. So that's my last 2, and then I've got my Coil Master jig, and this is the easiest way to wrap them. If you're wrapping them, again, you don't have to. You can buy them already pre-made. And just stick it in there. And I'm going to do about 5 to 6 wraps. So I'm going to go ahead and start it. And then this is a 3mm jig, so I'm going to use the 30 side, which is for the 3mm, and just start wrapping. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll go ahead and do 6. And there you go. It's all done. See that? Is it focusing? There we go. See? All done. So this is really easy. And then I take it out, put it on the other side just so that I can fix that other coil that was in the side. Just bend that back. And there's one coil. And let's go ahead and make the other one. Looks pretty easy when you do it that way. That's why these guided holes are helpful. Again, just start it and put this on the 30. And we'll start doing this. So 1 already, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we've got our second coil. So that's done. Pull that out. Put that back on, straighten it out. And then we can go ahead and put them in our RTA. So we're going to go ahead and bring this over here. Bring it so that you can see it a little bit closer. Now what I like to do is I actually like to use a screwdriver. For me it's a little bit easier. On camera nothing is really that much easier because I feel like my hands are constantly in the way. But what we're going to do is you got to put it up on one side, down on the other. So we're going to put this one in and put this one in that hole and push it through. That's all the way in. And we want to get it over the airflow holes as much as we can. And then just screw it down. Let's go ahead and screw this one down. And then screw this one down. Again, being on camera and looking through the lens is a little bit hard, but we'll get this. So put that one in there, in the bottom. Screw that one down. Doesn't matter what they look like because we can fix them once they're done. See, you can maneuver them once it's in there and tighten down. So I've got the one coil in there, and what I'm going to do, since I've got them placed, is I'm going to go ahead and cut the leads so that I can put the second one in. So you want to hold it, you don't want to get any wires flying all over the place, which I have done in a previous video. So just hold it and let it go, and hold it, and let it go. We've got one in. So let's go ahead and do the other one, shall we? Turn that around and get my screwdriver. Put that on there. It just helps to lead the coil and hold it in place. It's not like you need the screwdriver, but it does help. So I'm going to put those in there. Make sure I'm pushing it all the way in. Again, kind of hard. I don't have a fancy dancy mat, so I have to use this towel so that you can see it because of the wood table. It's hard to see, so let's see. Now we're going to go ahead and screw that in to here. Okay, so that side's in. Turn it around and in here. Make sure it's pushed in and screw this one down. Okay, those are in there. Okay, we've got both of them in there. Yeah, they look uneven, but that's okay. We're going to even them out. I do want to make this one a little bit closer. Oh, sorry. A little bit closer to the post. I'll just get that Yeah, that's closer now. All right, so we'll go ahead and clip the leads. Make sure that you don't cut the other wire. Very hard on camera, but I'm getting it. Okay, oh, there we go. Okay, so we've got those there. And those are clipped, so let's go ahead and start evening out the coils. And what I like to do is just, you want them as close to the airflow as they can go, but you don't want them touching, so they can't touch. Do this side. Looks pretty done already. See, yep, looking good. I'm gonna pull this one out a little bit. You can do once they're in. Let's see now. And this one looks a little bit. Yeah, I'm kind of a perfectionist, so this is the part that gets me. I'm gonna check it from here. And check it from there. This side's a little bit more. I'll bring that down just a little bit. Okay, a little bit more. All right, now they're about even. Okay, cool. So we're ready to wick it. Well, once we dry burn it, of course. So what we need is a mod. Got my mod here. I'm going to take this. Well, let's go ahead and read the ohms first. This is coming out to a 0.29. Yay, that's a great one. That's exactly what I was looking to have it come out to anyway, about a 0.3. So we're very close, not bad. Go ahead and take this off. This aside. Put this on here. One of my favorite mods of all time. And get that screwed down. I'm going to dry fire it, and the reason why you do that is because you want to make sure that your coils are burning evenly. If they're not and you have any hot spots, you want to get those out, because then when the tank is on, you can't really see that part. So we're going to go ahead and kind of set to 44. Let's turn this down some. Okay, because we're just dry firing. That means that we're going to pulse the power. We're not going to have it like just stay there, but we are going to pulse it. Oops, I dropped this one down a little bit. We don't want it touching any oil or any metal. So let me just double check that. It's good. Okay, let's go ahead and dry fire that. Okay, it's starting to heat up. So we're just going to strum it with our ceramic tweezers. Okay, got the one glowing. Let's see, look at this side. Just play with it. Sometimes when you do the opposite one, this will work better. Okay, so they look like they're going even. Oh, ready to wick it. So we'll go ahead and get our cotton, let that cool down, and then we'll wick it. So what I'm going to use today is just a regular cotton square. Got some extra pieces in here, but I'm just going to take one square. I've already taken some off of it, so it doesn't have to be too much. Oops, drop that glass. Okay, again, in camera it's not as fun, so we're gonna, I mean, it's fun, but can't really see it. So I'm just gonna gauge this, and I'm gonna cut like here. I just usually eyeball it. You'll know if you have too much or too little, and I have a little strand there. I'll get another one for the other coil. Okay, so we've got our two pieces. This over here. And what I like to do is I actually like to take off this outer layer That has been sitting on the cotton. I don't know why. Somebody did it one time. I watched them, and ever since then, I really like doing it. And just start rolling it. In your fingers, just roll it. I roll it from the inside out because I feel like it gives it a little bit better evenness. But the one thing that I am not good at is this whole twisting of the end thing. For some reason, it never works for me. But it looks like it's working this time, so we'll go ahead and do that. Zoom out a little bit. It's not letting me. Okay, so let's go ahead and try to put that in there. There we go. Going through great. Okay. So it's not too loose and not too tight, which is exactly what we want. Go ahead and do the other side. I'm just going to start rolling it up. Okay. Now this is a really great RTA. It's one of my favorites. First off, you can put a whole bunch. Second reason is because it doesn't leak. Other than that condensation, it's very easy to wick and very easy to build on, and it's other than not having a juice flow control, there's really no problems with it. So just pull it through, make sure it's not too tight, not too loose. I've got our cotton in there, so we'll go ahead and start cutting. Now when we measure it, like I showed you before, these are the spots where your cotton is going to sit. So what we want to do is make sure that, I don't know if you can see that spot, there you go. We want to make sure that the cotton reaches the bottom of that. So we don't want it any longer than that. So we're just going to pull it and cut. And then do this one. Measuring it right there. Oops. I'll fix it in a minute. And measure right here. And measure it right here. Okay, so we've got them all there. And we definitely want it to stay thicker up here, but we do want it a little bit thinned out on the bottom, and we don't want it where it's gonna just sit there. So this might be just a little bit, no, should be perfect. Okay, that's gonna be, no, just a little bit off. This takes a little bit of playing around because you really need to get this perfect. You can't, let me shut this off. Oh, we're waiting. I don't want to hit that by accident. This is the part that you really need to take your time with, because if you don't put it in right, it will leak on you. So what I do is I'm just gonna comb it out just a little bit for the ends so it's not too thick. Cut that, and I'm gonna just place that. It'll stay better with some e-liquid in it. I'm just putting it because I like to see where it's gonna sit first. So there we go. So that's one side. Let's go ahead and do the other side. And make sure that this is gonna sit in there. Yep. Perfect. It's gonna sit in there good. We're going to do the same thing to the other two sides. This one's a little bit long. We're going to cut that just a little bit. And these are essential. I love these. needle nose pliers or tweezers. They're just the best, especially when it comes to the cotton. And then one more side. I'm barely combing it out, just a tiny bit. Get that off and put it in the channel. Okay, so that's how it's gonna look. Now we're gonna put some juice on it so that we can make sure that, you know, it stays in there. We want to juice it up anyway. And what I'm gonna use today is the dipped vapor strawberry. It's cookie with strawberry yogurt. I'm gonna go ahead and use some of that and wet our wicks and see how we do this. Okay, so what I like to do is let me turn it on first. Okay, because I like to pulse it while I'm putting on the e-liquid, because that way it gets into the coil, into the cotton that's in the coil, but nowhere else. So I like to put a little bit here and then just pulse it, and you'll see it go in. See? See? It goes right in. And then put some on the outside. Get that nice and wet so we can put that back in. Fits perfectly. Put some on this side. Put that in, make sure it's there. You don't have to drench it. I'm just putting it just so that we can position them, because it's going to get the juice from the tank itself. So it's going to get in there. Once you fill the tank, it will come down into onto your coils and stuff. Well, it'll come in the little holes, but your wicks will get to the coil, and yeah. That's how that's going to go. So it's got that in there. So it looks good to me. Put a little bit more here. Okay, so make sure that everything is in. You want it in the spot. Just checking it, making sure it's all there. Now that little top will hold it in place, so I don't want you to worry about that. But we definitely want to make sure, you have to make sure you do not have any cotton right here. That's the airflow. So you have to make sure on both sides that you have no cotton right there. Only on the sides. Let's check that one. Check that one. We're good. So now we put on the top cap. So just put that down until it screws right in. Yep. It's a little uneven. There we go. Okay. You'll be able to tell when it's uneven or even. There we go. A little bit of juice coming out here when I put it down, because I had a lot of juice on there. If you notice, the cotton is just peeking through. That's all you want it to do, peek through. You don't want it to come through, you just want it to peek through. So I'm just pushing that back, pushing that back. And then once this is all set up, until you change the cotton out, you don't have to worry about it. It'll be fine. It's just fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and close up my airflow and put the glass on. I just make sure that you push it down. Oops. Kind of hard on camera. Make sure that that's down. It's all down, no space. I always check it. And then we're going to put our top back on. And this actually tightens everything down. Whoops. Well, let's not do that. Let's not drop it and break the glass. But it's pretty sturdy because it didn't break. So So good. Again, it's kind of hard because I'm on camera, but usually it's not this hard. I just screw it on. It's on. Now we're going to fill it. So, go ahead and fill it up. Turn, lift. That's all we need to do. And they're pretty big holes, so let's see. Just put it right down there. Again, I'm doing this on camera. It's a little bit hard. I know I keep saying that, but I love being on camera to do these things for you, to help you out, and to get you the best things, because this is really a great RTA, and I think that, you know, getting it, it's gonna be really great. So, a little bit more. You can fill it up more, but just for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm just gonna fill it up to there. And I'll fill it up more later. But that way you're not just sitting here watching me do that. Close it. That's it. Close it. What I do is I like to dump it upside down and then right side up again to get any air pockets out. And then I'm going to open it up. And that's it. That's it. It's done. We're ready to vape. So let's go ahead and go back on top and take a vape, shall we? Okay, so here we are. We've gone ahead and filled it, and everything seems to be looking great. No leaking. If you can see, there's no leaking anywhere. And you can see the cotton that's in here. And yeah, let's go ahead and take a vape. Okay, so that was a big one. And that's at 52. Again, this is coming out to a 0.29. Can you see it? Yeah. I'll go ahead and bump it up some because you can on this. Very flavorful. Great juice capacity. It's a reasonable RTA. If you're looking for one and you want a large juice capacity, a lot of them have like 4 to 5 milliliters. This says 6, but it does take 7.5 to 8. There have been other reviewers that have actually measured it for sure. Yeah, but it's a great RTA. I mean, other than it being a little bit tall, because if you notice, it's about almost the same height as my mod, but it's comfortable for me. And I love the opening and closing of this, where it just flips. You don't have to worry about taking the top off, putting it down, and getting your liquid and filling it up and, you know, doing anything. So yeah, let's go ahead and take another vape. Clouds for days. So if you like this RTA, you can actually find it, which I'll leave it in the description below. You can find it at Vape Royalty. Right now they do have it for $17.99, and if you sign up for their mailer, a lot of times they'll like send you coupon codes, which you can use to reduce the price even more. But for $17.99, you can't beat it. It used to be $30 or $39 for it, and for $17.99, I mean, we've got everything. It's all right here. It's great. It's a great RTA, and I do recommend it. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments or suggestions, or you have any ideas for another tutorial or another build, just leave it down in the comments. I'll be leaving the description with a link of where you can get this, and the build that I did with the Clapton and how many wraps and what it came out to and all that good stuff down in the comments. And if you're looking for a good e-liquid, this line is great. I actually did a review yesterday on the lines that actually had 4. This is the strawberry. If you're interested in that, I'll leave the link for that as well below. And thank you so much for watching my tutorial, and until the next one, bye.